Welcome to Brittany's Fake Bakery. Today we are doing chocolate covered pretzel sticks. I'm so excited about this one, and you'll even get a little sneak peek of a future project. So we're going to start with our base, which is Model Magic. I love Model Magic. I always get white. You can get it in browns and tans and really any color, but this one I like just because I can do anything with it and just paint over it if I need to add color. But for today, we are going to be just going with the basic white and then just painting a portion of it. So right now I am rolling it out into the shape of my pretzel stick. It's going to be about an inch wide and about 10 inches long. I was going to go for 12, but that might seem a little bit high poking out of a tiered tray. So I went with about 10 inches. After you've got it shaped the way you want, I take a Kaboob stick or skewer. I get these at the dollar store for a 100-pack, and I break them in half so they last forever. I'm just gonna go and in a drilling motion, insert it into the end, and then I'll be setting this piece aside for about 24 hours. The package says that you're supposed to do 72, but 24 has always worked just fine for me. Now I'm gonna just file off the end of the stick that I've broken off because I really don't need that much stick coming out of the end of it. And then we are ready to go. So this is one that I've already done just to show you an example. I'm gonna go ahead and start by just painting the bottom about 3 to 4 inches of my pretzel stick. I did wind up actually taking the stick out of the end. It just made it easier to paint without getting paint on the stick. It also gives you the opportunity to paint your skewer if you wanted to really go all out with the coloring and stuff. So I start out with a golden brown by Craftsmart, and then what I do is I just add a couple of drops of red and a couple drops of black paint. And this is just to give it a little bit more of a dimensional coloring to it and not just a flat brown. Anything that you buy in the store that's actual edible food, it's going to have a mixture of color to it. It's not going to be one solid, so I like to do a little bit of a blend in there. It sometimes takes a couple of tries just to get the color that you want it to. I added more of the golden brown in to get it right to that pretzel color that I like. Now I'm using my heat gun to dry up that paint. It's already taken me 24 hours for this project with the Model Magic dry time, so I didn't want to wait any longer. I really want to finish this project so I can start decorating for Easter. So I'm making sure it is fully dry, and then I'm going to clean up my space after I reapply my skewer. It's time to actually make this look like a pretzel. Now, you could just leave it like this and it would be totally fine, but I really wanted it to look like a real pretzel, so I'm adding some matte Mod Podge to the base of it. Again, just the bottom where I've done the brown, and this is for two reasons. One, it's going to protect your piece, but also I'm going to add these caviar beads and make it look like there is salt on the pretzel. So this is where it really is going to start looking like a real pretzel that you could just pick up and take a bite of, but don't do that because you don't want to eat this. This is definitely a fake bake project, but we are going for as realistic of a texture and appearance as possible. So once I've got that done, I'm going to dry this up again with my heat gun, make sure it's good. Sometimes I will put an extra coat of Mod Podge on over top just to really seal those beads in. I did wind up doing that this time just because it wasn't a very thick coat that I had stuck them on with. So you'll see me doing that now. Once your pretzel is all finished, it is time to get this ready for Easter. I'm using a pastel pink puff paint. I actually made this one myself with a couple of drops of red and pink. I used this back at Valentine's Day and I still had enough for this project, which I love. Actually, I like this pretzel better than my original sample one that I had made before. I did wind up with a little clump of dried up paint, so I had to pop the top off and then start adding more to it. Sometimes if you get a little chunk, you can just pop the tip right off the puffy paint bottles, which you'll actually see me do to scrape up and clean up the excess paint. Puff paint is not the cheapest paint on the market, so I do not like to waste any. So you'll see that I've applied quite a bit. I'm moving it around. This is just like a silicone spatula that I've gotten from Chalk Couture because I actually am a Chalk Couture representative. But for this, there's no Chalk Couture involved. I just really like that tool for fake bake. So that's actually the brand of heat gun that I use as well. So after I've applied a good amount, then I will just kind of tap it off, let it fall down the edges and roll it around in a bit of that puff paint. That way it gets a good coating, but I'm not using too much excess. I don't like to waste my puff paint. I like it to last. So you'll see now I'm pulling the tip off of the bottle. This is how I went to mix it to make it my own color, but it's also how I save the excess stuff. This is enough excess just to do a whole nother pretzel essentially. So I do not want to waste that at all. This is just a spatula that I got at the dollar store that I'm using to scrape it up with. Once I've got it all scraped up, I'll wipe down my mat and then it's time to decorate. Oh, there's a little sneak peek for you guys of what's one of our future videos. So now I'm going ahead and I'm applying some white puff paint drizzle on top. I don't aim for perfection. It just looks like something you would pick up out of a bakery. So just a quick drizzle back and forth down the pretzel. And then I added these little beads that I actually purchased off Etsy. There's no hole in them, so maybe they're not beads. I looked at Polymer clay sprinkles and these came up and they are amazing. I actually need to get some more because I use them quite often. You can actually see if you look at that sneak peek pic, I actually used it on that as well. They are so cute. I've used them in faux drinks. I've used them on cookies and now pretzels. It is just the perfect little add-on. Then I've got these Easter Polymer clay sprinkles. Again, I got these off of Etsy. They're so cute. There's little bunnies and flowers. There's some little chickens. They're just so cute. And they really finish off the piece nicely. So I added some hearts, some bunnies, a couple of the pink flowers, which you can't really see so much on camera, but up close in person, you can definitely tell there is a difference. The colors just kind of blend on camera. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I really hope you guys are enjoying all the videos that I'm putting out. So make sure you've subscribed and liked and follow so that way I can continue making more of these videos for you guys. Have a great day. Bye.